Good morning, students. In part 5 of this chapter, you will learn about a new conservative regime after 1815. In 1815, Napoleon was defeated, and after his defeat, many changes occurred in Europe continent. You will learn about it. Napoleon came to power in 1804. He ruled up to 1815, but in 1815 he was defeated by the joint forces of Austria, Russia, Britain, and Prussia. By joint forces of these countries, Napoleon was defeated. After his defeat, spirit of conservatism was spread. What is conservatism? A political philosophy that stresses the importance of traditions, established institutions, and customs. Means which give importance to traditions, old existing traditions, whatever rituals they had. Established institutions. About which institution here I'm talking? Like the church, monarchy, social hierarchy, property, and family. All these were the traditional institutions of state and society. You know that before the revolution of 1789 in France, the French society was divided into three estates: first, second, and third estate. All the privileges were given to the first and second estate. Too much importance was given to monarchy. Monarchy means rule of king. Church fathers were considered very important. They were given higher place in the society. Social hierarchies, property, and the family, all these are termed here as an institution. What is conservatism? A political philosophy which gives too much importance to traditions, established institutions like monarchy, church, social hierarchy, property, and family. And conservatism also believes that there should be change, but those changes should not be quick. There should be gradual change for development. Gradual means slow. There should be gradual process of development. So what were the ideas of the conservatism? Features of conservative regimes. Conservative regime set up in Europe after defeat of Napoleon. Features of conservative regime set up in Europe after defeat of Napoleon. What were their basic beliefs? Conservatives believed that established traditional institutions of state and society like monarchy, church, social hierarchy, property, and family should be preserved. Means they gave much importance to all these. What is the meaning of social hierarchy? A ladder-like formation in which people of different social groups are placed at a different level. Like caste system in India. At the lowest point, like there are STs, SCs, BC, general. So this is known as caste hierarchy, ladder-like formation. What were the basic beliefs of the conservatives? They gave too much importance and preserved monarchy, church, social hierarchy, property, and the family. Second, belief in modernization. belief in modernization. Most conservatives didn't propose a return to the society of pre-revolutionary days. When did French Revolution occur? In 1789. Before 1789, there was monarchical rule. But the conservatives didn't propose a return to the society of pre-revolutionary days. Means they didn't want to set up same society as it was before 1789. Rather than, they realized from the changes initiated by Napoleon that modernization could strengthen traditional institutions like the monarchy. Instead of going back to the society of pre-revolutionary time, they thought that modernization could strengthen the traditional institution like monarchy. By the experience of Napoleon, they found that by modernization, they could strengthen monarchical rule. It could make state power more effective and strong. And for this purpose, what did they suggest? Ways to strengthen autocratic rule. Yes. A modern army. By which methods they wanted to strengthen autocratic rule? A modern army, an efficient bureaucracy. Bureaucracy means government by officers. A dynamic economy. They wanted that the changes which were introduced by Napoleon, like reduction of currency, same weights and measures, should continue because they help in economic development. A dynamic economy, well-prospered economy. The abolition of feudalism. What is feudalism? Feudalism is a system in which land was granted by the king to the nobles, and in return of it, nobles provided military and financial help to the ruler. They suggested that there should be abolition of feudalism and serfdom, and all these could strengthen monarchies of Europe. Next, against liberty. Conservative regimes set up in 1815 were autocratic. They didn't tolerate criticism and dissent. Means they didn't accept that anyone criticized to the ruler, and sought to curb activities that questioned the legitimacy of autocratic government. And they wanted to suppress all types of activities which could question to the legitimacy of autocratic government. Means if questions were aroused against the autocratic government, so such people who raised those questions, they were punished. Most of them imposed censorship law. What is censorship? When the media is not free to give any report, that is known as censorship. Most of them imposed a censorship law to control what was said in newspapers, books, plays, and songs, and reflected the ideas of liberty and freedom. Censorship was introduced so that newspapers, books, plays, and songs could not create the feeling of nationalism, could not develop the spirit of freedom among people. Now, these were the features of conservative regimes. Basic belief: they believed to strengthen and preserve the old existing institutions like family, monarchy, church, social hierarchy. Believe in modernization. They also thought that the changes introduced by Napoleon were good, but they wanted gradual changes, means with slow process. Ways to strengthen autocratic rule: they suggested that there should be modern army, efficient bureaucracy, dynamic economy, and all these could be helpful for strengthening autocratic rule. Against liberty: people could not question to the legitimacy of the autocratic government. Censorship laws were introduced. Now I will tell you about features of the Treaty of Vienna. So, Treaty of Vienna. Vienna, the capital city of Austria. In 1815, Napoleon was defeated by the joint forces of Austria, Russia, Britain, and Prussia. In 1815, representatives of European powers who had collectively defeated Napoleon met at Vienna to draw up a settlement for Europe, and the Congress was hosted by Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich. Vienna was the capital city of Austria, and Congress was hosted by the Austrian Chancellor Duke Metternich. In this treaty, it was decided to undo most of the changes that came in Europe under the rule of Napoleon. So, which changes were introduced in this treaty? It was decided to undo all changes which came in Europe under the rule of Napoleon. Second, Bourbon dynasty was restored to power. You know that in 1789, when the French Revolution was occurred, the ruler of Bourbon dynasty was deposed. But after death of Napoleon in 1815, again ruler from Bourbon dynasty came to power, and France lost all the territories that it had annexed under Napoleon. A series of states was set up on the boundaries of France to prevent France's expansion in future. Yes. Series of boundaries was created so that France could not make further expansion. Suppose it's France. In the north, Netherlands was set up, which included Belgium. In south, Geneva was added to Piedmont. Here was Prussia. Prussia was given important territory on its western front. This is the side of Prussia, this is west. Prussia was given important territories on the western front, and Austria was given control of northern Italy. Here Austria was given control of northern Italy. Suppose here there was Italy, so Austria was given control of northern Italy. France could not make further expansion in future time, so a series of states was created. In the north, Netherlands with Belgium, it was created. Prussia was given important territories on its western frontier. Austria was given control of northern Italy, and in south, Geneva was added into Piedmont, and all this was done so that France could not make further expansion in this side. You can also add it as a point in it. Vienna Congress of 1815. So what were the features of the Treaty of Vienna? Undo all the changes which came under Napoleon in Europe. Bourbon dynasty was restored to power, and France lost all the territories which were annexed by Napoleon, and a series of the boundaries was created in all sides of France so that it could not make further expansion. Next heading is the revolutionaries. Who were the revolutionaries? Revolutionaries were the liberal nationalists who saw the creation of nation state as a necessary part of their struggle. revolutionaries were the liberal nationalists. They wanted to create nation states. They were against the monarchical rule. But because in 1815, due to the fear of repression, many of the liberal nationalists were underground. In 1815, the Treaty of Vienna was signed, and the main purpose of that treaty was to strengthen the autocratic rule. Due to this reason, all the liberal nationalists, the nationalists who demanded freedom, who wanted to make nation states, they were underground because they were punished. The monarchical government didn't like their activities against their rule. They didn't like any type of questioning against their legitimacy. So all the liberal nationalists were arrested, punished, and murdered. Due to this reason, secret societies were set up by them. What do you mean by secret society? Secret society is a club or organization whose activities, events, and membership are concealed from known members. These liberal nationalists started to make secret societies. Secret society is a club or organization whose activities, events, means whatever work is done by them, and membership, who are the member of that society, are concealed from known members, means they are not conveyed to others. Out of these revolutionaries, one was Joseph Mazzini. Joseph Mazzini, born in Genoa in 1807. He became a member of the secret society of the Carbonari. The secret society Carbonari was set up by Ghiberti. Joseph Mazzini was born in Geneva in 1807. He became a member of secret society of Carbonari. As a young man of 24, he was sent into exile in 1831 for attempting a revolution in Liguria. Later, he founded two more secret societies, Young Italy in Marseilles and Young Europe in Bern. Young Italy in Marseilles and Young Europe in Bern, whose members were like-minded young men from Poland, France, Italy, and German states. Means in his society, there were members not only from one country, they were from different parts of Europe, from Poland, France, Italy, and German states. Mazzini believed that God had intended nations to be the natural units of mankind, so Italy could not continue to be a patchwork of small states and kingdoms. There were same ideas of all the revolutionaries. They didn't want that there should be smaller states. Instead of it, by joining smaller states, they wanted to create nation states. It had to be forced into a single unified republic within a wider alliance of nations. This unification could be the basis of Italian liberty. Following his model, secret societies were set up in Germany, France, Switzerland, and Poland. Mazzini opposed to monarchy relentlessly, and because of his opposition, Duke Metternich, who was the chancellor of Austria and headed the Vienna Congress, described him as the most dangerous enemy of our social order. Who called to Joseph Mazzini as the most dangerous enemy of our social order? Metternich. Because Mazzini was against monarchy, and he became the member of secret society Carbonari. Later he set up two more secret societies, Young Europe in Bern and Young Italy in Marseilles, and there were members from different countries like Poland, France, Italy, and German states. Means he inspired to other people to be a part of the revolution, and he thought that Italy should be a unified nation rather than smaller states. By following his model, secret societies were set up in other areas like Germany, France, Switzerland, and Poland, and Metternich described him as the most dangerous enemy of his social order. About which social order He is talking about the monarchical social order, autocratic rule. Students, today you learned about features of conservative regimes, then Treaty of Vienna, and the role of the revolutionaries. In revolutionaries, you learned about Joseph Mazzini. Thank you.